Good afternoon, everybody. Today was a crazy day in news that you might have missed. I don't know. Maybe you missed it. Maybe you didn't. Let's just dive right into it. I mean, the very first thing that we've got to point out here, man, Bitcoin shot up like crazy today. So I woke up this morning. I checked the price of Bitcoin. It was about $39,000. I had breakfast. I came back to check the price of Bitcoin and to check on every other thing, including GameStop, which we'll talk about. And it was insane. It went up $4,000 in about 30 minutes. And so what happened? What happened that would cause the price of Bitcoin to go up? Well, if you've been following him at all, Elon Musk tweets about something or does something, and it greatly affects the price of stocks or coins, Dogecoin, whatever, as a result of it. And so the news was announced today that Tesla bought $1.5 billion in Bitcoin, and they plan to accept it as payment. So I won't go into full details of this article. I'll just read the key points. Tesla announced in an SEC filing Monday that it has bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. The company also said that it would start accepting Bitcoin as a payment method for its products, which I always find to be interesting that companies are willing to accept it. It's like, yeah, Mark Cuban, for instance, said that if you pay in Bitcoin, you can get 25% off of all Dallas Mavericks merch. And it's like, why is he doing that? Well, he wants to acquire Bitcoin. And same thing with Tesla. They'll be happy to take your Bitcoin off your hands. But you know what? I am not paying in Bitcoin, that's for sure. I'm paying in fiat currency. So anyway, CEO Elon Musk has been credited for raising prices of cryptocurrencies, Dogecoin, including Bitcoin, through his messages on Twitter. If you remember last week or the week before, he announced that he changed his description in his Twitter account to hashtag Bitcoin, and then he made a tweet. It was inevitable, something like that. And that caused the price of Bitcoin to shoot up from like $34,000 to $38,000. But then it went back down to about $34,000 and then slowly climbed throughout the week. And that's how it goes with Elon Musk. And so he's at it again, buying Bitcoin. Now, the price of Tesla was somewhat affected by this action. And so pre-market, Tesla was down. And so then as soon as that was announced, the price went up. Now that's a modest amount by Tesla standards, and it only increased by $11 or 1.31%. So we'll see what this does. This could be some kind of catalyst for the price of Tesla to go up. If you remember when it was announced that Tesla was about to join the S&P 500, something similar happened to their price. The price shot up after hours, $50 to $60 a share, and then throughout that week, throughout the ensuing weeks, the price went from about $550, something like that, to its present-day price of mid-800s. Not everyone is excited about this news, though, and I just want to point out Michael Burry, of all people, is short on Tesla right now. And he's bringing up these two competing points. First of all, Chinese regulators summon Tesla on quality issues as consumers complain about quality. And so there's something going on in Michael Burry's mind. You got to pay attention to this. That, man, if Tesla's quality is going down, that might affect their brand. I mean, they have a brand as a luxury vehicle that it's only for the elites, and so Michael Burry, I would hate to be the kind of person who would bet against Michael Burry, that's for sure. And so consumers complain about quality, and yet Tesla bought Bitcoin. In my mind's eye, so much hashtag digital confetti. Ooh. Oh, my shorts, they got me down. Been here before, hoping I'm no clown. I mean, it always seems like Tesla's bubble is about to burst, but I'm not going to be the one to bet against them. But it seems like Michael Burry is. And, if there are issues that are on the horizon, this is a brilliant move by Tesla to keep their stock price up. And so why do I say that? Well, MicroStrategy. Look at MicroStrategy. Now, if you don't know about MicroStrategy, their CEO, Michael Saylor, announced, I think around September or so, that they were converting all of their fiat currency holdings into Bitcoin. And so let's see what the price was in September. September 10th, $139.72 a share. And then just look at this ascent. It's insane. Now today, blew me away, up 29% today. And what's going on is that MicroStrategy is entirely correlated to the price of Bitcoin, and now it's over $1,000 a share. And any other stock, I would say that this is a bubble, stay away. But MicroStrategy, if they're going to be correlated to Bitcoin, it's like the sky is the limit for their stock price. Now, if you're into options trading, their options are unbelievably expensive. I would suggest that you stay away. But as far as their shares are concerned, their price is... There's no telling where their price is going to go. It's not at all based on the performance of their company. It's based on their holdings of Bitcoin. And I think they have 74,000 or so Bitcoins, which is just insane. There are some companies. And so will that happen with Tesla? That's what I'm wondering. Will there be any kind of correlation? And that's what Michael Burry's wondering, and that's what he's afraid of because he's short Bitcoin or short Tesla. Will there be any kind of correlation moving forward? Perhaps. We'll see. And so just keeping this in mind, keep knowing that there are companies that have increased in value dramatically as a result of converting their holdings into Bitcoin. You got to pay attention to this moving forward. Will other companies join in on this? And maybe not entirely doing the MicroStrategy strategy, but what are they going to do? There seems like there's some kind of wind pushing this forward, which is going to be very bullish for Bitcoin moving forward. There are companies like Morgan Stanley. Why do I have Morgan Stanley on here? You don't really see much change in price, but here's the thing about Morgan Stanley, old boomer stock. They own 10.9% of MicroStrategy. And so you're not seeing any kind of correlation with their stock price. But let's see what the next earnings date for Morgan Stanley shows. I think that you're going to see some jumps in this, and it's going to be correlated to their earnings, not so much their holdings of MicroStrategy, who holds Bitcoin. But here we go. There's rumors, I wasn't able to confirm this, that Salesforce is getting in heavily on Bitcoin. There's rumors about Apple. So is Apple about to announce a $5 billion Bitcoin purchase? One bank thinks so. And so here we go. Over a month ago, we correctly predicted today's quote, shock announcement by Tesla, in which Elon Musk's company decided to pivot once again, this time into the world of cryptocurrencies by purchasing $1.5 billion in Bitcoin, an amount which will give it tremendous leeway in non-GAAP financial when accounting for XBT mark-to-market moves, giving it more buffer to beat estimates. Discussing the major U.S. companies which we expected would announce shifts away from the dollar-based cash into Bitcoin, we said one such company which we are convinced will announce converting into Bitcoin is none other than Tesla. Let me go down. While as of this morning, this prediction has clearly come true, we'll remind our readers that our January forecast, a follow-on component, once Tesla breaks the seal on major companies converting cash and equivalents into including buybacks into Bitcoin, other companies would quickly follow suit. This prompted us to inquire the general public which company would be next. And so, just conveniently, just as we're scratching our heads over this critical question, which also answers how Bitcoin will hit $100,000 next, RBC published an initiating coverage report on Apple, in which analyst Mitch Steves explains why he believes Apple should focus on developing an Apple Wallet concept first in order to leverage its 1.5 billion installed user base to unveil a Coinbase-like Apple exchange later, which allows Bitcoin transactions and which would add about $50 billion in value. So it goes on to explain how Apple can and most likely will be moving heavily into Bitcoin. What's that going to do to Apple's stock price? I think that's only positive, but more so, all right, Tesla invests 1.5 billion. Apple invests 5 billion. Apple creates a wallet which allows its users to invest 50 billion, maybe more, into Bitcoin. $100,000. I'm sorry, this might trigger some people. $100,000 Bitcoin is not a meme. I don't even want to say that because it suggests that it could be a meme. $100,000 for Bitcoin, by all intents and purposes, is a certainty. And I don't even want to say a 99.9% certainty. 6K Bitcoin is a certainty. The question is when. I think very little doubt in my mind that we're going to see that this year. I am on record as predicting a $200,000 Bitcoin. So again, let's see the price. We are now at $44,128.70, $1,700 for Ethereum, $23 for Polkadot. These are all phenomenal investments for 2021. So now's a great time to get in. Dogecoin. What in the world? Dogecoin. Elon Musk's Dogecoin tweeting has believers barking for more. It is insane. This is absolutely insane. My biggest return so far, I just felt like one day putting $50 into Dogecoin, and then I ended up increasing that to about $200. My return on investment has been about 10 to 1 on that initial investment. Like, what? And so if I had put the amount of money that I've put into Bitcoin and Ethereum, if I'd put that into Dogecoin right now, which I would have never done, and I still will not do, but I would have about $500,000 right now instead of my current dollar amount, which will remain unnamed, but it's over six figures. And it's insane. Like, this is ridiculous. Dogecoin is literally a joke, but it's outperforming everything. And so I would be careful about investing into Dogecoin, honestly. Maybe we're at a hype-driven peak right now, but who knows? I do expect Dogecoin to ride this wave that Bitcoin, because of their recent halving in May of 2020. And if you don't know much about halvings, you've got to do research on that. They're halving in May of 2020, which usually precedes an explosive growth in price. And, the halving in July of 2016 led to the $20,000 peak in December of 2017. So about a year and a half later. And so here we go again, another wave, which the altcoins will ride as Bitcoin does its thing. And so Dogecoin, I've heard estimates of maybe $1 a coin. If so, that's insane. That's ridiculous, but it's a sign of the times, I guess. So I would stay away, but I could be wrong. People are crazy about Dogecoin. I don't get it. A coin that I am crazy about, Maker. I love Maker. Let me extend this timeline here. Maker, I think, is about to have some explosive growth. So, it traded flat for quite a while, $500 or so, and then jumped up $1,500 or so, got up to $3,000 last week, is currently at $2,541. Here, what do I love about Maker? It's the same concept. You see all these other altcoins, and Bitcoin has a cap at 21 million coins. Ethereum does not have that cap. Polkadot does not have that cap. All these other altcoins, a lot of them have a set limit of how much they're willing to increase their supply every year. Maker has gone in the absolute opposite direction, to where there will only ever be 1 million coins. And so does that mean that Maker is going to exist forever? No, but that means that the scarcity, the stock to flow ratio of Maker is going to cause this coin to increase in value. I think we're safe for the next 5 to 7, maybe 10 years as far as all these other altcoins, but for a lot of them, the bubble will burst. But, as far as a short-term investment is concerned, I believe we will see $90,000 for Maker, maybe even this year. So let's just say 2,500. That's an increase of 36x. So let's say 35, 34x from here. It's crazy. So anyway, a lot of crypto talk. We've been focusing a lot on GameStop recently. I mentioned this in my live stream this morning. I would strongly encourage you to check this out. It is still on the front page of Wall Street Bets. Reminder of what actually happened with GameStop. I 100% agree with this post. Okay, so basic summary of this. 2 Thursdays ago, 10 days ago, 11 days. Yeah, 11 days ago, there was no stopping GameStop. And then purchasing was limited. It was shady. There was shady things going on. I don't buy Robinhood's excuse. I think that they got a lot of pressure from Citadel, from those above them, to just halt trading. And we were hours, maybe minutes away from all of those prices we were talking about not being a meme to taking off like a rocket that you've never seen before. And they flipped the monopoly board, started over, and changed the rules. You were robbed. If you bought in at $200, $300, $400, you were not wrong. You got robbed. And I'm sorry about that. Now, that doesn't mean I'm still holding my shares. I am still bullish on GameStop. I think there are things that need to be shaken out. And so GameStop had kind of a flat day today. So be it. I mean, it went down to what, 58, 57, something like that. Closed the day at 59.94, about $60. This is actually a little bit kind of encouraging to me because I'm thinking last Thursday when we went down to $50 a share, that was the point of despair. That was the point where there was the least amount of hope possible. And we've bounced back from that, and people are upbeat about having their diamond hands, about holding. Now, I know tomorrow a lot of people are thinking that that's a big day as FINRA releases the short interest report. I would urge a little bit of caution with that because that might only show short interest until January 27th, which, if you remember, January 27th was basically the day before the shenanigans happened. So this, unfortunately, might be drawn out a little bit more. But whatever the case, I'm going to be like that 102-year-old grandma who bought shares in 1995 and still holds them. Talking about diamond hands. That's some diamond hands right there. I will be holding these shares in 2045, unless I die or something. But anyway, let's not talk about that. I am bullish GameStop. I believe its true value is higher than this. And there was a compelling argument made on Wall Street Bets as to why GameStop should be worth more, should legitimately be worth $1,000 in the coming months or years. And so be patient. Now is the time to switch your thinking to I'm going to make lots of money in a quick amount of time to I'm going to make lots of money in still a short period of time, but not days or weeks with my investments in GameStop. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great rest of the week. If you haven't yet, I would greatly appreciate it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment in the comments for the algorithm. Any of those things would be greatly appreciated. I will, and please, I'd love to interact with your comments, but I will most certainly be seeing you tomorrow morning. Until then, you have a great evening. All right, peace out.